Okay, students, today we'll discuss about discontinuity, right? What are the types of discontinuities and how to deal with them, how to identify them, alright? So, yesterday we have seen that a function continues at a point x equal to a only if LHL equal to RHL equal to f of a and all of them must be finite real numbers. Similarly, we have extended the definition to continuity in an open interval in which function is expected to be continuous at each interior point in the interval. Similarly, function is continuous in a closed interval if it is continuous in the interior point, every interior point of the interval, as well as it is continuous at the end points. And end point continuity was defined as at the beginning point we have to check for right continuity RHL equal to f of a and equal to finite real number. Similarly, at the last end point b, it is like LHL equal to f of b equal to finite real number. If any of these conditions are violated, then we say that the function is discontinuous. Now, since there is a combination LHL, if you look at the continuity requirement, LHL equal to RHL equal to f of a at x equal to a, for example. Okay, f is continuous if all these requirements are fulfilled, equal to finite real number. If any of them fails, then we say that the function is discontinuous. And let us see what are the cases, what are the different possibilities. In the JEE advanced particularly syllabus, we have only two important things. What is removable discontinuity, what is non-removable discontinuity. First, let us look at that. Removable discontinuity. Removable discontinuity comes under finite case. This happens when LHL equal to RHL equal to finite real number but not equal to f of a. LHL equal to RHL equal to finite real number. Or simply putting, limit extends to a, f of x exists finitely. You need to remember all these things, okay? But not equal to f of a. Limit extends to a, f of x exists and it's a finite real number. But then its value is not equal to f of a, and f of a is also order finite, okay? Even this is a finite real number. Finite real number, even this is a finite real number. We have seen a lot of examples for this particular case where limit exists but actually the function value is different. Let us say f of x equal to, for example, sin x by x when x not equal to 0, and I would say 2 when x equal to 0. Let me take this particular function. As you can see, limit extends to 0, f of x is equal to limit extends to 0 sin x by x, that is equal to 1 standard limit, but f of 0 is given to be in the question, that is equal to 2. Therefore, LHL equal to RHL equal to 1 but not equal to f of 0. So therefore we say that the given function is having what type of discontinuity? Removable discontinuity. How we can remove that discontinuity? Redefine the function as f star x. Suppose you redefine the function as sin x by x when x not equal to 0. At x equal to 0, redefine it as 1. Then the discontinuity will get removed. Okay. So anyway, our main part is to look at a function and decide what type of discontinuity it has. The number one discontinuity we have discussed so far is removable discontinuity, in which limit exists finitely but not equal to f of a. Okay. Next, second case. Okay. Please note this. Okay. You need to note down all these things. Okay. Next thing, there is something called missing point discontinuity. Missing point. Next definition is missing point discontinuity, that comes under this only. Let me take an example, f of x equal to x minus 1 by x minus 1. If you look at limit extends to 1, f of x, that is equal to 1. But here in this question, as you can see, I have not even defined f of 1 is not defined. So if you want to plot this graph, how it would look like? It is 1 at all the points except at 1. So this point is basically a missing point because I have not even defined it. Okay, so in F maps R to R, you can say that this function is definitely having what type of discontinuity? Missing point discontinuity. But the same function, if F maps R minus 1 onto R is said to be continuous. Because 1 you have excluded in the domain, okay, from the domain, okay. But here, since I did not say anything, so when they give you this question, okay, by default they are assuming F maps R to R, then only this statement is valid, okay. So that is what is called missing point discontinuity. Next, isolated point of discontinuity. Next definition is isolated point of discontinuity. That also comes under these only because you have to make certain change. Isolated point of discontinuity. Isolated point of discontinuity. Limit exists, but that not equal to f of a, same as this this thing only. Example, let me take the popular example. F of x equal to step x plus step of minus x. This is when x is not integer. Okay, that's all. This can further be elaborated as by the property of step x, that is equal to 0 if x is integer, it is minus 1 if x is not integer. As you can see, there are infinite points at which the function is missing, jumping, not missing, jumping. Okay, so as you can see, this is 0, 1, 2, 3, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. Okay, at all points it is minus 1 except at integer to integer. Integer to integer. Again. So if I use more colors, it would be better. I have one more color here. Okay, so as you can see, at every integer there is a hole. At 0 there is a hole. Okay, this scale is not uniform. You can see. Okay, likewise there is some integer. Okay, so as you can see, there are lot of discontinuities here. Why? Because at every integer the value is jumping to be what? 0. So that corresponding point is defined here. This is not missing point. Okay, please understand, this is not missing point. I have given the value here already. Okay, so the value is defined, but it is different. So it also comes under removable discontinuity only. So all these removable discontinuity basic definition we have seen, then missing point discontinuity, then isolated point discontinuity. These are all particularly, if you see, all I was dealing with was LHL, RHL, F of A, all are finite real numbers. Therefore, these are also counted as discontinuities of first kind. Discontinuity of first kind. First kind means you deal with finite real numbers. Second kind means either the one of them, LHL, RHL, F of A, does not exist, or they are going to be plus minus infinities. Okay, they are called discontinuities of second kind. Okay, so apart from these things, the literature is a lot of literature is there. Okay, discontinuities of first kind. Just two simple things you need to remember. Of first kind means you are dealing with all are finite reals. Okay, discontinuity of second kind. Discontinuity of second kind means you are dealing with plus minus infinity, all are or does not exist. They are called discontinuities of second kind. Okay. So anyway, so this is about removable discontinuity. Next, if you look at non-removable discontinuity, you can't do anything because what is happening, the primary link itself might have broken. That is non-removable discontinuity. Under non-removable discontinuity, what we are going to study? The first thing, under first kind, let us start with first kind, non-removable discontinuity. That means we are dealing with finite real numbers. That means LHL exist finitely, for example, one possibility, RHS also exists finitely, but LHL not equal to RHL. That means limit extends to a f of x does not exist. Such a discontinuity is what is called jump discontinuity, because that is a finite number as well as this is a finite number, but both of them themselves are not equal. First case we have seen these two are equal but not equal to this. Now we are saying this itself is not equal to this. Right? So then there is something called magnitude of jump is defined by difference between LHL and RHL. So one popular example would be limit extends to one step of x. That does not exist. We know why? Because LHL, for example, you see limit extends to 1 minus step of x, that is 0. RHL, if you see limit extends to 1 plus step of x, this is 1. Therefore, the magnitude of jump, how much jump it made in the neighborhood, that is difference between LHL and RHL and its modulus. So there is a 1 unit jump that you can see in the graph also. Right? This is 1. So just after 1 you have jumped compared to before 1. Before 1 it is 0, after 1 it is 1. Okay? So again here both are finite real numbers only. LHL, RHL both are finite real numbers. The difference is also finite real number. So that is what is called magnitude of jump or jump discontinuity. Alright. Next, another case could be second kind of discontinuity. Second kind of non-removable discontinuity. Or non-removable discontinuity of second kind. That means LHL not equal to RHL, or at least better thing is at least one of LHL or RHL tends to plus minus infinity or does not exist. Can you give one example? इसमें एक popular example ये है कि very important oscillating type of discontinuity. F of x, let me take sine 1 by x when x not equal to 0 and 1 at x equal to 0. So if you see limit extends to 0 plus sine 1 by x, we don't know for sure. We say simply does not exist because although it is a bounded function, its value lies between -1 to 1, but we can't say for sure is it 1 minus 1 or 1 by root 2 etc. Similarly, limit extends to 0 minus sine 1 by x, also same problem. I would better say does not exist because the values keep on oscillates between -1 and +1, including them. Therefore, that is the reason oscillating functions are very important category. We'll see what is their importance in the next topic, differentiability. Okay, so oscillating function means the value of the limit is not known for sure to be a fixed number, but it oscillates between two fixed numbers, bounded. Okay, so that is oscillating type of discontinuity. Next, limit LHL or RHL does not exist or tending to plus minus infinity. That also comes under non-removable discontinuity of second kind. Second kind means क्या? या तो plus minus infinity या तो does not exist. We have given the case for does not exist. Let us look for case plus minus infinity. Suppose let me take f of x is 2 power x minus 3 power x by 4 power x plus 1 for example. Change the question. You want to go to plus minus infinities. So let me rechoose my example. Okay, 1 by x square minus 1 at x equal to 1 for example. Limit extends to 1 plus f of x is equal to, as you can see, x more than 1, this is positive 1 by 0 plus, that is plus infinity. Right? So this is your RHL. Remember, in the case of continuity, LHL, RHL, f of a all must be finite real numbers. Even if at least one of them is not a finite real number, you can say the function is discontinuous. What type of discontinuity? Right? The RHL is tending to be plus infinity, discontinuity of second kind. And that too non-removable, you can't do anything. Similarly, LHL also, you can see limit extends to 1 minus f of x, that is 1 by 0 minus. So that is tending to be minus infinity. So limit does not exist, that is one thing. Second thing is it is discontinuous because one of the LHL. Here itself we can say function is discontinuous. Infinities are not considered to be continuous because they are not real numbers. Okay, so that is one case. Okay, discontinuity of second kind. Infinite discontinuity basically. So in the case of non-removable discontinuity, we have seen the case where LHL, RHL finite real numbers but their generals are not equal. That was jump discontinuity. And LHL or RHL going to plus minus infinity, that is non-removable discontinuity of second kind. And again LHL, RHL does not exist as a fixed number, oscillating discontinuity. Okay. So out of all this, for JEE, all you need to remember is only one thing. Removable, what is removable discontinuity? What is non-removable discontinuity? Removable discontinuity means LHL equal to RHL not equal to f of a, and all are finite. All are finite. Non-removable, all can be finite or plus minus infinity or does not exist, in which case limit does not exist. LHL not equal to RHL or tending to plus infinity or minus infinity. That is the simple summary. Okay. Some people, when LHL or RHL tending to plus minus infinity, they would like to call them as infinite discontinuity. Infinite discontinuity also, but this is not very popular. Only one book is using that language. Okay. So, what is the main thing you have to learn here? First of all, given a function, you should be able to identify whether it is continuous or not. Secondly, if it is not continuous, what type of discontinuity it has? Is it first kind of discontinuity or second kind of discontinuity? First kind of discontinuity, LHL, RHL, f of a, all must be real, finite real numbers. Similarly, second kind of discontinuity में क्या होता है, या तो LHL या RHL या f of a या सारे प्लस माइनस इन्फिनिटी हो सकता है या डज नॉट एग्जिस्ट हो सकता है या ऑसिलेटिंग भी हो सकता है. बस ये है इसका समरी और ये याद रखना इम्पोर्टेंट है. अब हम करेंगे कुछ क्वेश्चंस बेस्ड ऑन कंटिन्यूटी एंड डिसकंटिन्यूटी. In the next lecture we will see application of this continuity domain or all real numbers. Now the point is, are there any point at which this function is going to be continuous? Let us start the same analysis. Let x naught be a rational number, implies g of x naught is going to be x naught. Limit extends to x naught plus g of x can be x or 1 minus x. Limit extends to x naught minus g of x. Again I don't know, rational or irrational, it could be any of them. Same story will happen even when x naught doesn't belongs to Q also. G of x naught is only fixed, 1 minus x naught. But again, limit extends to x naught plus g of x, limit extends to x naught minus g of x. Again both of them can be x or 1 minus x. Or x naught or 1 minus x naught, whatever. Okay? So, but I can't say for sure which is this. So, should I conclude again that definitely it is discontinuous at every x? No. Because although there is one ambiguity, whether it is x naught or 1 minus x naught, if x naught is such that x naught equal to 1 minus x naught, that means x naught equal to 1 by 2. You take that branch or this branch, doesn't matter, the value is always 1 by 2. So how does it matter to you? So therefore, when x naught equal to 1 by 2, my function is continuous. So simple trick is whenever they give you modified Dirichlet thing, you just equate this to this. In the earlier case, in the original Dirichlet function, 0 can never be equal to 1. That was the reason there was no x at which it would be continuous. But here in this modified Dirichlet, you redo this analysis now at the point 1 by 2. Limit x tends to 1 by 2 plus g of x is equal to 1 by 2 or 1 minus 1 by 2. But ultimately it is 1 by 2 only. Similarly, that is equal to x tends to 1 by 2 minus g of x. That is also 1 by 2, which is in fact equal to g of 1 by 2. Therefore, you can say that this function is continuous at only one point, at x equal to 1 by 2. Therefore, set of points of discontinuity equal to r minus 1 by 2. Similarly, if I modify this by x square, 1 minus x square, now you think at how many points it will be continuous? 2 points. X square equal to 1 minus x square. So x square is 1 by 2, x equal to plus minus 1 by root 2. There are 2 points of continuity for the x square and 1 minus x square branch wala function. ठीक है ना? Now let us look at some of the applications of continuity. So in the applications of continuity, what we have? There is one important theorem called intermediate value property theorem. There are two versions. Version 1, IVP. We have discussed this in quadratic equations, if you remember. Intermediate value property theorem. Okay, so what does it state? If f of x is continuous function throughout the interval for all x that belongs to close to a to b, then f of x must take each value between f of a and f of b at least once. That's all. So you think that this is very obvious, because when I try to draw a graph and I am saying my graph outside I don't know, but in a to b interval my graph is continuous. Continuous doesn't mean it is going like this. It can also go like this, Okay, so assuming that this is my f of b, this is my f of a, or this is my f of b in this case. If fa not equal to f of b, that is the assumption. Obviously, I am assuming f not equal to f of b. Okay, so if a not equal to b, fa equal to fb, that's a different scenario. Okay, so therefore, what I am trying to say, there is one a here, there is f of a here, there is f of b here, this is my b here. Okay, so it is going like this. This is my graph. Okay, so what I am saying is that if I pick any value in between, in other words, if I draw any horizontal line here, it can also be stated like any horizontal line y equal to lambda, where lambda belongs to f of a to f of b, open interval, assuming they are unequal, okay, must meet y equal to f of x at least once. So therefore you can see here it is meeting 3 times, here it is meeting again 3 times, maybe here. Okay, this is f of b. My graph is like this. You take any other function, simple straight line you take between f of a, f of b. Right? This is my f of a and this is my f of b. You draw any horizontal line. It must cut at least once. Otherwise it can't be continuous. So that is the first rule. Version 1. So how do you make use of this rule? One simple thing. F of x equal to x power 100 minus x. F of 1 equal to 0. This is a polynomial, so it must be continuous. Continuity is a prime requirement, okay, to apply this theorem. Why? Because if it is discontinuous, it may meet or may not meet. That I don't know. For example, if it is discontinuous, it is going like this. So at this point, there is no point of intersection, right? But some discontinuous cases, for example, if I draw like this, again it is meeting here. Okay, so if I find that y equal to lambda, the converse need not be true. That is, if y equal to lambda is meeting the graph at least once where lambda belongs to Fa to Fb, that does not guarantee continuity. On the other hand, the French statement, then if F is continuous in closed A to B, right, and y equal to lambda, where lambda belongs to Fa to Fb, must cut the graph at least once. Okay, so this is f of 1 equal to 0, and for example f of 10 equal to 10 power 100 minus 10 will ensure that f of x will be definitely 1 lakh at least once. इसके लिए कम से कम एक रूट तो मिलेगा. क्यों? क्योंकि 10 power 5, because 10 power 5 belongs to that value 0 to 10 power 100 minus 10. Okay, a more stronger version of this theorem is what we use for root identification, that is version 2. The version 2 says that if f of x is continuous in closed A to B such that Fa not equal to Fb, and we'll move for Fb equal to Fb later, okay, as of now, and f of A, f of b less than 0 in place. F is continuous in A to B and f of A into f of b negative. That means they must change the sign. That is, if f is changing sign in A to B and it is continuous, definitely it can't change sign unless it becomes 0 in between. That means there must exist at least one root x equal to c such that f of c equal to 0, and that c definitely belongs to A to B. Okay, so that is obvious. If you try to draw any continuous function such that it is changing sign between A and B, f of A negative, f of B positive, or f of B positive, f of B negative, definitely there must be a point, intermediate point C, at which the function must cut the x-axis. So this is what is called IVP. This is the stronger version. This is what we are going to use. Okay, so this version alone can include this version also. When you convert, if you want to prove that fx equal to 100 or 10 power 5 has a root, you convert the problem into fx minus 10 power 5 equal to 0. Take this as your new function and you prove that g of a into g of b less than 0 and g is continuous. So g must be 0 somewhere. Okay, so let us look at application of this theorem. Using IVP, verify root of given function in given interval. Let me take 4 examples. F of x equal to x power 4 plus x minus 1. X belongs to minus 2 to minus 1. Okay, so we are only trying to apply IVP. F of x equal to sin square x minus tan x when x belongs to pi to pi by 4. Pi by 4 to, for example, 3 pi. 9 pi by 4, for example. Okay, and f of x equal to, for example, e power x minus ln x minus x when x belongs to 0. Sorry, x can't be 0. So 1 to, for example, 10. And f of x equal to x e power x plus sin x, x belongs to minus pi 2 plus pi. Okay, so let me take these examples and let us analyze how I can apply this IVP to verify whether the following functions are going to have root or not. All you have to do is see all these functions are definitely continuous in their domain. Okay, pi by 4 to 9 by 4 excluding of course pi by 2. Oh, okay. Let me not do anything there. Okay, and then this continuous and then continuous. So only problem is in this option where pi by 4 to 9 pi by 4 I have 4 pi by 8 pi by 2, that is 2 pi by 4 belongs to this. Okay, so at x equal to 2 pi by 4 f of x is discontinuous, therefore I can't even apply IVP. The chapter is over. Whether it will give you root or not, you can't even apply IVP. That is a wrong conclusion. So that story is over. तो इसका रूट होगा कि नहीं होगा, लेकिन कैसे आएगा वो दूसरा मेथड्स कैलकुलस यूज करेंगे बाद में, उससे आएगा. लेकिन आईवीपी आपको अप्लाई नहीं करना है क्योंकि आईवीपी अप्लाई करने का प्राइमरी रिक्वायरमेंट है कंटिन्यूटी. ठीक है, अब इसको देखेंगे, ये तो कंटिन्यूअस है. तो f ऑफ बिगिनिंग -2 देखो, 16 -2 -1 13. f ऑफ -1 equal to 1 -1 -1. Yes, it is changing sign. f1 f -2 less than 0. f is continuous. Definitely I can say that therefore f has at least one root. At least one root in -2 to -1 open interval. तो इसका रूट मिलेगा. That too by IVP. ठीक है. सेकेंड, हम IVP अप्लाई नहीं कर सकते हैं तो ये बात खत्म हो गया है. थर्ड, e पावर x माइनस ln x माइनस 1. f ऑफ 1 अगर देखेंगे e माइनस ln1 माइनस 1 ln1 0 e माइनस 1 वे पॉजिटिव है. और f ऑफ 10 e पावर 10 माइनस ln 10 माइनस 10 e पावर 10 बहुत ही मैसिव नंबर है तो ये भी पॉजिटिव है. तो यहाँ क्या आया, f of 1 into f of 10 greater than 0. Continuous but the product is greater than 0. Does that mean it will not have a root? No. Most important thing in the IVP, the converse need not be true. That is, whenever f of a into f of b less than 0, you can guarantee that there is a root. But f of a into f of b, even if f is continuous, and in a to b and f of a f of b greater than 0 means f of x equal to 0 can have a root or need not have a root. There is no solid conclusion. Need not have a root. Best example, you take mod x. F of minus 1 f of 1. So the product f of 1 f of minus 1 greater than 0, but you see at x equal to 0 that belongs to minus 1 to 1, f of x equal to 0. So the converse need not be true. So fa into fb greater than 0 will not yield you anything. So I would say IVP is inconclusive here. So I can't answer this based on that. Okay, you have to use some other techniques, some advanced calculus you have to use, that we will learn later. Okay, next, last one, f of minus pi e power pi 0, f of pi e power pi 0. Definitely sign is changing. Again, this is going to have root as per IVP. कितना रूट्स मिलेगा? कम से कम एक तो मिलेगा, दो मिलेगा, एक मिलेगा, तीन मिलेगा, वो मोनेटोनिसिटी बताएगा आगे टॉपिक्स में. ठीक है, तो अभी तक हम ये देखा है इन चारों एग्जांपल्स में कि पहले वाले में हम ये पे अप्लाई किया, एफ लेस देन 0 आया तो रूट का कंफर्मेशन दे दिया. दूसरे वाले में आईवीपी अप्लाई नहीं कर सकते हैं तो इस ये आईवीपी बेसिस पे तो हम नहीं करेंगे. थर्ड वाला क्या है, इनकंक्लूसिव, क्योंकि एफ भी ग्रेटर देन 0 आया था, तब हम कुछ नहीं बोल सकते. रूट होगा या नहीं होगा वो आपको बाकी मेथड से चेक करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है, तो एंड लास्टली f of minus pi f of pi, ये भी f a f b लेस देन 0 टाइप में आ गया कंटिन्यूअस से, तो IVP अप्लाई किया हमने. ठीक है ना, तो रूट मिल गया, ठीक है। सो दैट इज वन एप्लीकेशन ऑफ कंटिन्यूटी। So we will always try to find two numbers such that fa into fb less than 0 so that f is continuous. Then we can confidently say that there must be at least one root in the interval a to b. So that is IVP, one rule for continuity. Second important principle. One IIT question was given based on this. If f is continuous in closed a to b, then f of x must be bounded between two real numbers, between small m and small capital M. That is, bounded means what? M less than or equal to f of x less than or equal to m for all x belongs to a to b, where m comma m are real numbers. I am assuming m less than or equal to m. तो इसका मतलब क्या है? एक इंटरवल में अगर कोई फंक्शन कंटिन्यूअस है तो ये मान लो ये मान लो b, तो यहां से लेके यहां तक आप देख सकते हो कि इसका लीस्ट वैल्यू इधर मिलेगा और इसका ग्रेटेस्ट वैल्यू इधर मिलेगा, और ये ग्राफ जो है a to b के बीच में ना इससे ऊपर है ना इसके नीचे है। So boundedness, continuity guarantees the boundedness. On the other hand, boundedness doesn't guarantee continuity. For example, signal function. Signal function you see, this is SGNX. It is definitely bounded between -1 and +1. Boundedness, but it is discontinuous function. So don't take converses. Take only the direct statement. Okay, continuity implies boundedness. Boundedness doesn't imply continuity. Continuity, boundedness. Continuity in closed interval a to b implies boundedness in closed interval a to b. यहाँ तक हम गारंटी दे सकते हैं. Outside this interval anything can happen. Okay, so that is one important application again. So if we can prove that this function must be continuous, then you can definitely say that its value can't be infinity. It must be bounded. So that is the theory in continuity and discontinuity so far. So what is required here? Understanding all these things, remembering the types of discontinuities, and lastly graph plotting skills. Step function, step of f of x, inverse trigonometric functions and regular trigonometric functions, graphs और उनका steps, okay, fractional parts, ये सारे प्लॉट करना आना चाहिए, ठीक है। So then this would be very easy. Okay, so revise the concepts here till now. Tomorrow we will continue with problems. Okay.